So, suddenly, we've been presented with a scientific view of the universe in which, rather than each thing obeying its own laws determined by its God-given purpose, the universe works like a big clockwork machine, according to a single set of universal laws that govern everything. We no longer need to appeal to God or indeed to the special status of human beings in order to explain anything. Everything, maybe even human beings themselves, can be accounted for mechanically. Indeed, the most fundamental element of the scientific revolution is this emphasis on the power of human reason to solve our scientific problems, unaided by appeals to some supernatural God. So the scientific revolution kickstarts a period of intellectual, cultural, and political change known as the Enlightenment, in which human reason is king and is seen as the solution to all the problems that life throws up. Now, the Enlightenment follows many different paths as it develops in different geographical locations throughout Western Europe, but central to them all is this supreme confidence in the power of human reason. The Enlightenment is known as the Age of Reason, and the idea that reason is the great equalizer, residing in all human beings who can therefore become enlightened as they come to recognize this and develop their reason, is very significant. In the Enlightenment, reason was seen as universal. It's something we all share and that, used correctly, would lead us all to the same conclusions. For many of the philosophers of the day, this universal reason replaces religion as the arbiter of truth. So while once upon a time Halevi-type appeals to tradition would be a sufficient answer to why you were doing something or why you believed something, now tradition is seen as the admission that you don't really have an answer, or your answer is mere superstition. What matters now is whether or not your ideas, or indeed your practices, can be justified at the bar of universal reason. Traditions are seen as mere prejudices. Now, as this might suggest, for all manner of reasons, the spread of enlightenment was seen by many as a threat to religion, and therefore to traditional Judaism, as we'll see. Yet, it also had all manner of positive ramifications for the Jews of Europe. For if, according to the new science, all human beings are ultimately alike in their ability to reason to shared conclusions, where was the justification for keeping a subset of those human beings, in this case the Jews, away from general society? If Jews are rational human beings like anyone else, then surely they should be citizens like anyone else. So traditional political structures, which were based as much on tradition as anything else, could also be remade, just as the sciences had. The French and American revolutions basically see the Enlightenment in action, so to speak, and the emancipation of Europe's Jews is our most important element of this, because the story of how the Jews of Western Europe and then eventually Eastern Europe were emancipated is a long and complicated one, beginning in 1791 in revolutionary France, and it's not a story for us to tell here. But the fact is that the Enlightenment was ultimately at the root of it, and therefore whatever the threat of Enlightenment may have been to the religion of Judaism, for Jews as individuals, it was the spur to their having equal rights of citizenship of the type that we enjoy here today in the United States. Yet, for the moment, it's the challenges to traditional Judaism that will be our focus, since they will set the agenda for our early modern Jewish philosophers.